Okay, today we're going to start on how to create an African mask, like this one, okay? First thing you're going to do, you're going to start off with a full sheet of newspaper. Make sure it's a full sheet, should have two sides to it. You're just going to ball this up. Try to keep it in an oval shape if you could. You don't need to compress it too much. Then you're going to take another full sheet of newspaper, place it right in the middle, and go around this. Alright. And then again, so 3 sheets total. Place it in the middle, just go around. Alright, so you should end up with an oval shape to work with. And then you can take a little bit of tape and just place it on just to hold it together. Please don't take the tape and do this. That does not need to happen. And then you can take a plastic bag, place it inside the plastic bag. Try to get it as tight as you can around your newspaper. Take a pair of scissors, cut this off. Make sure this piece gets in the trash, please. And then you're just going to take a piece of tape and tape this down. Okay? Once you get your slab of clay, you're going to roll it out a little bit more with your rolling pin. Now you want to try to make it rectangular, not square. So instead of rolling this way, now that it's got this shape going this way, go long ways with it. Kind of get it working out so that way you can have enough to wrap around your oval shaped newspaper. Make sure you evenly roll this out. If it starts to get thin on the edges, lay off, get in the middle, roll it out a little bit. Kind of want it to be about half the thickness of your finger. That's a good thickness. And then you're going to take your newspaper, place this on top. You're just going to press all the way around like so, okay? Then you'll take your knife and you just cut off this extra. Make sure your knife touches this board as you go along. If you go up too high, it means you're cutting off too much clay. So you just want to go around, cut some of this extra off. Like so. Now what you'll do next, you'll go ahead, you want it really nice and tight, so what you have to do is press it and fold it up against itself. So press it and fold it. Then you'll take a tool like this and you're going to go around and work this so that way it's a nice smooth surface. If this ends up happening, it's not a big deal. Just take a little bit of extra clay that you had and place a little patch on top and just roll with it, okay? Not a big deal. You're going to do this for a few minutes. And then you're going to take your sponge and your water. Please wring your sponge out. A loaded sponge is no good. You want to wring it out, get all the water out. It's moist enough to work with. If you have too much water in your sponge, it makes it almost impossible to work with your clay. Alright, so now you can shape it up how you want it. Now we have a good surface to work with. First thing you're going to do, you can take your knife or even a needle tool, whichever one you want to use. You're going to go in, cut out your eyes. So what you can do is cut out one eye, like so. Pluck it out. And then what you'll do, you'll just flip this eye over to the other side and trace the same pattern, so that way you have 2 eyes that are exactly the same or close to being the same. Alright, just go in and then just pluck it out. Comes right out. It should be an opened eye for your African mask, okay? Alright, after you get that far, we're going to work on eyelids. So you'll take some clay, and then you'll take kind of like a thick worm, give a little toss on your board, and then you can take a little bit of water on your finger, smooth it out how you want it, however you want to do it. And then you're just going to attach that to your eye where it starts, okay? Please make sure you attach this in the back, okay? I cannot stress enough how important it is to attach things. So right here, you just go along, and you can clean it up by making one swipe, a couple of swipes with your finger. So you're going to do this for all four sides of your eye, okay? Because you're basically trying to form this nice thick brow that comes around here. Another way you can do your eyes, instead of having it cut out like I showed you earlier, you can have it kind of like, they call it the coffee bean shape. You can go ahead and press out some clay onto your board and then cut out your eye shape, just like the shape of a coffee bean. Alright, it even looks like a pair of lips. So you have two sets right here. And then what you can do is work up this edge, kind of pressing it out, okay? Once you have your shapes like this for your coffee bean eyes, what you can do is place them onto your mask like this, just so that they kind of pop off a little bit, okay? But you still need to attach the bottom of it, alright, all the way around, like so. So you have something like that you can have instead of having it cut out like I showed you earlier. Alright, so once you get both eyes on, you can take a little bit of water in your finger, kind of clean this up a little bit. If it looks a little rough, you can go along in here. See how I just give a little pinch and just curl it? Gives it all the shape that you want for it. Very nicely done. Alright, next up would be the nose. I like to have like a elongated nose for my African mask. So what I'll do, I'll take a piece of clay, roll this out, alright, then I kind of give it a couple tosses, alright, till it forms the shape that I want. Little tap at the end there. And then you can place that on, alright, attaching all sides like so. Again, a little bit of water on your finger, and at the top, if you just want to kind of attach it at the top, that's fine. Then you can have some nostrils. You don't have to have nostrils, but if you want to have like a little bit of nostrils like this guy has right here, all you do is take a piece of clay, attach it, get it all nice and smooth, and then everyone's favorite part is to take the finger and go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle inside to shape up the bottom of it. Okay, so it has like a nostril hole there. So you can do that on both sides of the face. Alright, for the mouth is super easy. Take some clay, gonna roll out kind of like a thick worm. Same principle, kind of give a little toss, give it some shape. The reason why we toss it on the board, it kind of makes these 90-degree angle shapes, which are nice. So what you can do after you get it the way you like it, you can place the mouth on. Alright, top lip, looks like a mustache right now. Make sure you attach it, okay, all the way around, both sides, to go in there and attach that mouth. And then you can do the same thing for the bottom. Alright, so put that down there. Now you can have your mouth closed off if you like, or if you want to have it hollowed out, you can just go in and cut this out just like you did your eye. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do for that. If you want to add any teeth, you can take any tool to make like a socket, alright, like this, to make your sockets. And then all you do now is to go ahead, make your teeth, however you want to do that. Get your nice slip here, dip the tooth down in there, and you just place it in the socket, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. This acts as a glue, so you don't have to attach or anything. Alright, a couple other things you can do. If you want to make like a shape around the face, a lot of African masks will have different shapes going around, kind of like these right here, or something like this shape, like almost like a mask on top of the eyes. So what you can do is take a piece of clay, and you're going to roll this out on your board. Always work on your board, by the way. And your bags, your plastic bags, since we're going to be outside, please make sure you have those underneath of your board, so that way they don't blow off while we're working on these. Alright, so you can go along, and again, you can shape this up. Take a little bit of water on your finger. Just give it some textures, okay? Nice straight line there. And then what you can do with this piece is you can come along and you can attach this however you want it. If you want to go like that, if you want to go all the way to the base, you want to cut it up by the nose, whichever way you see fit to do, okay? And then what you do, you just go ahead and attach this too. Again, you're attaching everything that you apply except for the teeth, because you're using slit for the teeth. Alright, so just go along, clean this up. Again, attach, and then you just swipe it, okay? So just work on that till it's nice and attached. Alright, so now we have the basic premise of the African mask. Now's the fun part. You get to texturize it. A couple of things you can do. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. You can go in with your needle tool. If you want to just use the edge like this, you can do something like that. That's fine. Or you can actually use this. I like using these. These are fun tools to use with the hoop tool. You can go in. And African masks were actually made, most of them are made out of wood. So to get this wood look when you're done, you can just take this and go in, kind of carving out a little bit of it. So that way when it's painted, you'll get this nice cool texture here when you get done. Okay, which is actually right here. This texture was used with this tool. I just went in and pressed in that with this tool. This is another good tool to use. Alright, so try your best to get as many textures as you possibly can. Another cool tool is the rake tool. It looks like a rake, like you rake leaves. You can just go in, kind of give that texture to your mouth. You want to make it nice and rough, so that way when you go to paint it, you'll have these nice cool edges where you can see. And you can go up onto the top here. If you want to cut these out, this makes a nice cool texture too. So just have fun on the last day with your textures. Okay. Another fun feature on African mask, or sometimes this triangular pattern. A lot of times you'll see that on a lot of the African mask. They'll have like a patch of triangles together. The best way to do that, you're going to take some clay, you're going to roll it out with a roller. You just press it out, then take your roller, and then all you do after that, you can take this, cut it down the middle, cut it again, and then you can just start cutting out the triangles that you want, just like this, real easy. Then after you have them done, you'll take them, score them on the back with score marks, and then you'll take your slip that you have, the slip, and then just put it on the back where the score marks are, and then you'll start attaching them onto your face. So one will go that way, another one will go the opposite direction like this. Alright, so you just form that pattern. Makes a really cool texture when you go to paint this, when you have all these lined up. But make sure you have the slip on. Just don't attach it like I'm doing. You want to go ahead and make sure they have the slip on it.